What's up, you guys? It's PhiDX coming to you recorded from New Orleans. It's the Tekken World Tour Finals. It's the final tournament of Tekken 7, and it feels kind of like a graduation. I'm meeting so many people here who may have not gone to events in a long time, but felt that they had to come out to see the game off. And the vibes are generally pretty up. You know, a lot of people have complained about the game. A lot of people have been upset, especially competitors. But we all feel that we're leaving on a bittersweet note, right? We're all excited for Tekken 8, but Tekken 7 is where a lot of us started, at least started really competing. And the effect it's had on our lives because of the game getting so big compared to previous entries is really hard to capture in words. But that's enough reminiscing. What I want to talk to you today about is the structure of the tournament. As you know, is top 19 players in the world qualified by competing in tournaments throughout the year. The 20th player in the finals is determined by this tournament, last chance qualifier. The LCQ was stacked. Every year it's very stacked, and it's historically among players known as the hardest tournament of the year. And you may be thinking, like, well, if they remove the top 19 players, how could it really be the hardest tournament? And it's hard to say. It's some combination of last chance, in the name. There's a tournament tomorrow that you would still have to play in, even if you won this one. And in general, there's so many stories coming into it. Some players have been competing the whole season and lose their spot at the last second to somebody who qualifies and have to kind of get back in the spot that they thought they had. And other players skip most of the season and try to get in the last chance qualifier, whether it's financial, whether they just can't make it to most of the tournaments. There's a lot of stories going into these. So it's always very, very exciting. Of course, I'll do a bunch of actual match analyses throughout the week as I get back home, especially. But I want to share kind of some of the stories that were happening yesterday because it was so iconic. I want to share my performance. You'll get to see how I did, and it was great. I got to see so many fans too. So many of you guys coming up and saying, "Hey, I watch your content. I really enjoyed. I've learned so much. I did this well in bracket because of you," and that really meant a lot. If I brushed anybody off because I was trying to focus, let's meet up today or tomorrow, okay? I really appreciate you guys. Let's check this out. Big upsets in this tournament. Immediately, I want to go to the first pool because Rest, the OG Hwarang player from Korea, flew out for arguably the first international that we've seen him at, I think. And he chose to do the last chance qualifier. And Pena is the other big heavy hitter in this pool, he was basically qualified for most of the season. But at the last tournament, he lost. He was either spot 18 or 19. Atif and Loha qualified in the last tournament of the year, pushing out Pena and Shadow 20Z. So Pena is fighting to get back in, and he goes down to Rest into the loser side. Absolutely devastating. It's not over, but it was devastating. Really, really tough to see. Pool A2 kind of went more or less as seeded. Pool A3, though, also had crazy upsets here. So that the main seeds were Cuddlecore, Sherdell, Ty. Sorry, the main seeds were Cuddlecore, Ty, and Jasandi, each at the head of their mini bracket here. And Ty generally does really well in these tournaments. He's a really, really good player if you don't know him already. Brian from the East Coast, beating Jasandi 2-1, but going down to Sherdell in the qualification match. Sherdell and Elisa from EU. That is a very, very uncharacteristic loss for Ty. Not, no hate to Sherdell, of course, but Ty is kind of approaching international level, at least in Tekken skill. So that loss was very devastating, and big props to Sherdell for, pulling it out in that kind of underdog match. But notice that Cuddlecore is missing here. She went down to Way Gamble, a very, very legacy player, plays Asuka, Gigas, and Leo. And in the loser's side, she went down to Jasandi. So Cuddlecore, a name we really expected to see as a contender for #1, went down really early to some really tough matches. And that was really hard to see. And then Jasandi went down to Way Gamble as well. These two names are really hard to see out of the tournament early. I'm buddies with them, and this tournament is so painful because you're fighting for yourself and your friends are going down around you. Absolutely brutal. Now, this pool doesn't look like an upset by the check marks, but The results are surprising. A.O. Ritchie, of course, playing really well until he runs into Joe Crush, goes down 2-1. Joe Crush then takes down JDCR 2-1. America. JDCR qualifies through the loser side, and then A.O. Ritchie fights all the way through to make it to the top 24. Wow. As soon as we heard that news, the venue was celebrating. JDCR also has not been competing very much and kind of went through last second. I believe he was in town anyways, so it's kind of a convenient timing, but we were very, very surprised. Shadow 20Z, obviously a big name with the Liquid sponsor. We are all so happy that Shadow has kind of spearheaded esports through to Tekken. Spearhead is the wrong word because we had Anakin and Cuddlecore and stuff, but he's kind of the second wave of big sponsors, and it's really, really cool. 2-1 over GK. Don't forget this name, GK. If you don't know him, you're about to see a lot of him. 2-1 through to the top 24. GK taking out JJ Breeze, a really good law player who's known for beating Book at CEO 2023. But JJ went down to Day Street, a Ling Xiaoyu player from Florida, one of the best Lings in the U.S. So JJ already out early. And on top of that, I need to go back forward. Start GG may not cooperate. Fergus, an iconic Oscar player from Ireland, also unfortunately went down in the loser side here to Sokobi. Sokobi is a crazy king player in the US as well. These brackets are a bloodbath. It feels like a Giga ICFC across the world. My pool. Here we go. This one was crazy. So I am carried. I play Noctis, a DLC character, and everybody who was their primary threat, no disrespect, of course, in my pool DQ'd. Sephi Black did not make it out. Brandini, Julia from California, did not make it out. Farzine, Akuma known for beating Knee and beating me in CEO 2021, did not make it. I wanted to fight Farzine. I prepped a lot of Akuma, actually. So, I went through my pool, and I was playing really shaky. I'm not going to lie. They looked like 2-0s, but I was very, very like, oh my god, I'm playing poorly. But we made it. And then in my qualification match, I fought Rick the Ruler, and we sat down and had a great conversation before our match, which in retrospect is probably not good for competition. But we talked about his music production career. If you don't know, he produced music for the Lonely Island's first album. And I'm a musician, so I was a huge fan. And I was just talking to him about that and relating and talking about like dreams, you know, and for me it's streaming and things like that, but like dreams and goals. And then we had to fight. And that match was crazy. I will obviously do an analysis on it, but let me just pull up the let me pull up a little clip of it. Might as well do that, right? You know, this is my channel. Let me make sure the volume is not too loud here. I'm going to turn it down first. I'm on my laptop, right? So I'm not used to doing all this sound production and video production on the fly like this. The story of this match basically is wait, where's me? I want to see me on stage, man. You guys ever like being on stream? I love being on stream. This shit is so exciting to me. Look at me. So people asked if I was crying. My eyes were so puffy because I didn't sleep very well. So I kept going to the bathroom and washing my hands and getting really cold and just putting them on my eyes. And it helped. It actually helped a lot. I used to just deal with it and then feel sleepy like the whole match. Also, unrelated story. I had like a herniated, actually related. I had a herniated disc like a week or two before I flew out here. Did a bunch of my PT. It felt really good. The morning of the tournament, I sneezed so hard that I re-herniated my disc. So my eyes are puffy, my disc is herniated, and I'm nervous. It was a horrible combination. So the story of this match, I'm going to fast forward through most of it. We're going to do highlights and analysis on all of these, of course. But the story of this tournament is, or this match is, I just get Magic forward nonstop. It is a really, really funny set in that sense because I knew obviously I wasn't supposed to get Magic forward over and over, but those stage nerves, man, make it so hard to find the balance between adjusting how you need to play versus flow stating through your game, right? And it's so difficult. Yeah, you can see, we'll go through these matches later, of course. If you want to check it out, I'll put the links to this below as well. But let me hop to the end here. Is my match really this long? No, they put the break in there, man. We'll get back to the brackets momentarily. But yes, Rick the Ruler wins the first one. I win the second one. Then he switches to Bob. And my mindset was, against the Bob, I can hit him more and just not get hit by the down forward 2. Hit him with the low spear, PS4 setups, have a bit more lag. My pop-off was gentle. People kept thinking I was going to slap the floor, but I was trying to protect my hands. I was in pain. But if you watch the LCQ, you know that I'm half lying. It gets worse later. Woo! Look at me. Yeah. Okay. That was cool. So I qualified to top 24 on the winner's side, Rick the Ruler through the loser side, and then NG Obscure through the losers part of the pool. Keep it pushing, PhiDX. Not all about you. It is all about me. Let's be real. Next pool. This one was absolutely huge as well. Let's see. Where is this guy? Infested. DRX Infested. On Nani's team. Chanel did not show up to this tournament, but Infested was a favorite to win the whole tournament. Sour Piggy came up under the radar for a lot of people. If you're in the U.S., people know him, but outside of the U.S., he was kind of unknown. There was a practice tournament the night before, and he 2-0'd Arslan Ash to knock him out. So Sour Piggy is disgusting. And here, he 2-1'd Infested to knock him into loser's side. So Sour Piggy qualified through the winner's side in a huge upset. Once again. So we've had JDCR go down. We've had Infested go down. We've had Cuddlecore get eliminated. Jasandi get eliminated. A brutal tournament. Infested taking out Victimo, Nina Player of America, and ON2, a Steve player. We cruise through to qualify for top 24. Oh yeah, and then like Ty putting losers. This pool was a bloodbath. And then Rest Pina, I wouldn't call it an upset. It was just a tough bracket. And then the last bracket of the pool stage, HK Jr. did not make it from Europe. Tone upsetting Spirogin in an early match. He played incredibly. I recommend checking out that match as well. And then Fear of Silence beating Tone. Fear of Silence went down to AK 2-1. AK losing on Shaheen, switching to Akuma, and beating Fear of Silence. That's going to be a story for the rest of the tournament. Spoilers. AK's Akuma is absolutely disgusting, and he's beating the shit out of people throughout it. Spirojin eliminating Tony in the run back, and Jimmy J. Tran. Is that Jimmy J. Tran? Who did he lose to? He lost to Allocution, a Jin player from the U.S., who was known for a cheating scandal in the online tournament era. He stopped cheating since then, as far as we know. But I believe he stopped cheating. We chat now and then, and it seems like it was a one-time thing. But regardless, he beat Jimmy in an offline event. Jimmy cruises all the way. Kaiser is here too. Kaiser lost to Incerity, a Hwoarang player from the West Coast. This pool is insane. Jimmy J and Kaiser cruise through. Jimmy J takes out Kaiser 2-1. So Kaiser, who obviously also could have been a favorite to win the whole thing, did not make it. But Jimmy J loses to Spirojin and doesn't even make it out of pools. Jimmy J, JDCR. We expected them to win the whole thing. By the way, if you guys are watching this, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to light you up. Jimmy, JD, Cuddle. It's just, it's hard. Being a competitor is really hard. Top 24. This is very exciting. So many upsets. Joe Crush 2-1 over Rest. Genghis Dawn 2-0 over Sherdell. Shadow loses to AK. AK again with the disgusting Akuma. And PhiDX 2-1 over Sour Piggy to make it to top 8 of the LCQ. I felt incredible. Let's check out the loser's side. Ayo Richie beating Sherdell and eliminating. GK777 2-1 over Rest. This match we're going to analyze. This was an insane upset, okay? Nobody thought this was going to happen. Everybody in America knows who GK is and the way he plays, and we didn't expect it. But his first to two style was menacing. Ty eliminated Sour Piggy. And then Infested eliminated Shadow 20Z after eliminating JDCR. And Pina. Infested took out everybody to make it through here. let's go to top 8. Top 8 was crazy, okay? I'm only going through this. This is a spoiler. So if you don't want to see this because you want to watch the LCQ, you should stop here. But if you're just going to watch the finals, you're going to want to see this. Joe Crush, 2-1 over Genghis Dawn. AK, 2-1 over PhiDX. I can't hide the rest of this page. I said it would be spoilers anyways. GK goes down to AO Richie. Tai eliminates Infested. Genghis Dawn eliminates Tai. PhiDX eliminates AO Richie in a final hurrah in the US over EU. Much love to AO Richie. He's a homie. We talked about the game after. I hugged him. I said, I respect everything you do. He was not salty, but he, you know, he's very prominent. He's beaten a lot of our best players. I had to do it. Joe Crush beats AK 3-1 in the winners final. It was dominating. You have to watch the match. I'll put up the match. It'll be an analysis. If you don't want to watch it now, we'll pull it up. PhiDX beating Genghis Dawn. And you can see the grand final above. I did not make it to the grand final. I was really, really close. But this match against Genghis Dawn was so big to me. In my first offline was a Secret Garden Atlanta. The top 8 was all first to 5s. And I got 5-0'd by Genghis Dawn at that event. So when I sat down to fight him, we'd been fighting for 2-3 years since. I felt the pressure of that. He put me on the player 2 side again. I lost the rock, paper, scissors. Katarina is kind of a demon for me. It says 2-0. It was 2-1. This isn't the score. I lost the first game. Did I? I'm pretty sure I lost the first game. That should be 2-1. This is not accurate. Yeah, I lost 2-1. Or I won 2-1. I'm going to put up that set for sure. That was crazy. AK takes me out 3-1. And my Tekken World Tour, Tekken 7 journey ends in 7th place. Or 7th place. I said Tekken 7. Ends in 3rd place. You guys might, I'm trying to be all dramatic and I can't even get it right. It was an amazing tournament. And I want to kind of pull up Twitter and share some really positive feelings and things I had about the whole event because it felt really, really good. My system is going through some nonsense right now, so I'm trying to close some windows so I can do this. So bear with me for 2 seconds. Final Cut Pro is not responding. Well, I'm not editing something right now. Final Cut Pro. Okay. You got Twitter here. I'm going to close these DMs. What the heck? Why does that open by default? Anyways, look at this. So, first of all, Book says, took a group photo with the Thailand Tekken community. They came a long way to cheer for me. This is so messed up, man. Oh, this is so messed up. This is really funny. Okay, so let's go through kind of highlights and the lowlights. Mentions. Amazing comments from so many people. Everybody was really supportive. I got, you know, a constant insecurity I've had going through Tekken 7 is that my character won't be in Tekken 8. How carried am I? But everybody, it felt like this was the first, like, you know, people usually don't like Noctis, but it felt like the first time in a while that people were really cheering for me despite playing Noctis. I know people cheer for me a lot, but like the fact that it was so not universal, but so widespread felt really, really cool. Lohai saying you did really, really well. Don't be disappointed. You know, like Lohai will tell you your ass if you're ass, you know, like he's not going to just say it. So to get that from him about 3rd place is really cool. So many eliminations and so many upsets. And yes, my bracket side was a bit easier, but to make 3rd place in this tournament after all my preparation, all of how much choking I've done, things like that, like, look at this. This is not the final game, but this is a big losing moment where I thought I had all the time in the world. I go for a down jab and then he rage yards me and I die. That one sucked. Tournaments are hard, man. What other fun moments were there? There were a lot. I'm trying to find the mentions so I can find the little highlights. Lots of great compliments that I did my thing. Yeah, it was, man. I really feel like I could have won, but the experience of going to a big event, maintaining your energy, and continuing to play and play and play is so hard. It's so hard, you guys. I remember feeling cold, and then I was hot, and then like my eyes were puffy. And this isn't me making excuses. It's just like kind of like these are the things you have to battle to get into, like, to get good at majors. This is why it's so impressive when people travel internationally and win, because think of all the physical stress their body is under, you know? That stuff affects your mind. This is me getting eliminated. AK, I've been a fan of AK since I was a kid. I'm pretty sure he's younger than me, but when I was 13 learning like Tekken Tag 2, 14, I was watching AK. And I think he was like 12. Oh, look, this is a good moment. Let's check this out.
Give it up here, side switch 2. Enrage, PhiDX. 2-2. Crazy things can happen right here. Oh! Lightning screw!
I tried to rage drive.
I think that was a misinput. But down 4-4-2 doesn't let him phase him.
The slide.
That was pretty good. Oh, this is where I lost. Man, I threw a lot of games too. Hang on. That was tough. Yeah, and again, maintaining your best play is a ridiculous challenge. This one was cool. This was my moment against Genghis Dawn. Redeeming the 5-0 loss.
Does he bring this one all the way back?
This character, when he's glowing red, can make crazy stuff happen, man.
Threat of the rage drive I have here, I use
25
to
seconds
jab him and down 2.
Down 2! PhiDX, he's doing down 2 in real life as well. I heard that.
I slapped the floor 3 times with
like
my left hand because my right hand hurts. And then my left hand hurt after that. This is a moment I want to share because it kind of is the culmination of my lab work. I remember having a Katarina problem for like 2 years. Just because it's so hard to get matchup experience against the different play styles that people play Katarina. But coming up, and that's why Tekken is so hard. Not only are you learning the character, you're learning the different styles and situations. So getting used to how people play it is so hard. But here, I spent so much time labbing sidestep right duck and kind of getting the matchup experience to know when and when not to use it because it's not a foolproof answer. But here, I play sidestep right duck to beat the carrier stance here. 1 sec, I'm getting a knock at the door. I'll be right back.
He sidestep but didn't duck that time. Punish that. Regular throw broken. Swap sides. PhiDX wants that P1. Rage drive spent. 20 seconds left to go. Genghis has not touched Rage yet. 3-3-3.
They thought I was checking out today. That was weird.
PhiDX.
In any case, this moment was a great demonstration of my lab work. And that one felt really, really good. I was so surprised that I was able to demonstrate it so cleanly, especially on the player 2 side for most of the set. Whew, man. This tournament, dude, don't destroy your hands. Just like everybody's so supportive. Like I usually get like a solid amount of hate, like not like a lot, but, you know, like a substantial amount. Or maybe I'm just more sensitive to it, but this is my moment against Ao Richie.
This is for a spot in losers semi-final, I believe. So
he beat me game 2, 3-0.
Big trade there.
I won the first game.
Favor, man. It's not fair.
He won the second game, and this is how I win the third game.
Minus 50% Royal Blade. Back off.
Bop 2 gets nothing. Yeah. Oh, the counter again. Now
I held the up forward ones because he was answering them really well in the first 2 games.
So what's the play here?
Roll into the mid. Roll 1. PhiDX.
Era said jerking 2 dicks at the same time.
Bro, he gotta get some gloves or something, man. Like he gotta be one of those. You know,
yeah, Eris is really funny.
He's gotta get that
I was saying I
right?
can't hit anything.
That's the moneymaker, man.
I can't hit the ground. The first time they got mad at me. They got super mad at me because I like almost broke my glasses. I definitely almost broke headphones. Like I felt really bad. Every time I do it, I feel bad too. But like, you know, the moment is just so powerful. This is AK beating me twice with Akuma. I have to keep hitting show more. My fault. You guys keep seeing the Bob clip. Just Andy was rooting for me. That's tough. I wanted to make it, man. I wanted to make it. Yeah, this is where I hit the ground and I dove off, and I had my headphones still on. I couldn't get them off, so the headphones unplugged. My glasses came off. Tony, my coach, came up to try to look for them. They got mad at him. They got mad at me. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I was playing so nervous that I didn't believe in myself. Sour Piggy was a good sport. Sour Piggy's a really, really chill guy. And yeah, that caps off when we saw the Rick the Ruler match. So that capped off most of my LCQ journey in reverse order. So I'm gonna do analyses on all of my videos. I'm gonna recap some of the good ones. I'll probably wait to get home. I gotta watch the finals. My back is killing me. I still gotta recap the finals matches too. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you want to see all the recaps for the LCQ matches in one video? Do you want me to do it all at once? Should they all be individual? You know, obviously Tekken 8 is coming out in 13 days. So I don't think anybody's gonna really care too much about Tekken 7 that soon, right? That's a lot of videos. I can do it, but let me know. I might just do one big video where we watch it all and have another moment of reminiscing. But if you stuck around this long, I appreciate you. Please leave a like if you did. And if you don't have any comments to leave an emoji. It helps me out a lot. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. And I'd love to catch you in the next one. Let's enjoy the finals. It's going to be a good show. And I'll be putting out videos on it. So I'll hopefully catch you then. Peace.